through that in just about a week's time, there have been 2 big drug hauls in just about a week. And there is a heroin crackdown. The other one is a meth crackdown. Recovery of 312 kilograms of methamphetamine with heroin. Seizures were made in Lucknow and also in Noida. The value is about 1,200 crore rupees. Delhi cops arresting 2 Afghan nationals staying in India since 2016. The consignment from Afghanistan and smuggled in from Chennai. That's the first case dated the 13th of September. Then on the 20th of September, recovery of 345 kilograms of heroin, seizures from Nhava Sheva in Mumbai. The value is 1,700 crore rupees. Again, linked to this Afghan drug racket that was busted in Delhi. Consignment arrived on the 21st of June at Nhava Sheva. Heroin was coated with licorice and shipped by a Dubai-based firm. We'll have Anvit Srivastava joining us live, but I'm also going to check if we have the special CP, HGS Dhaliwal ji joining us. Mr. Dhaliwal is there with us. Anvit, stay on. I'll come to you because Mr. Dhaliwal is through with us. Let's go and ask him. Mr. Dhaliwal, first up, congratulations to you and your entire team at the special cell because you have perhaps been at the forefront of trying to bust this entire syndicate that's been operating. A lot of Afghan nationals. Did the meth also come from Afghanistan, originate from Afghanistan? Mr. Dhaliwal.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
So, are you surprised that not just heroin, but also meth is now being manufactured and being moved in from Afghanistan into India?
So we are not really surprised because, you know, we have been continuously working on these, and since last 3-4 years, there has been a bit of a discovery of plant-based ephedra. You know, the ephedrine is drawn from a plant which is like grown in, you know, almost grows on its own in various hinterlands of Afghanistan. And the drug consumers of meth, amphetamine, they are, you know, most of them are rather, I would say, from pretty, you know, sometimes educated, well-off backgrounds, and it has a huge market in Western world also. So there has been a preference of consuming drugs which are plant-based and which are totally chemical-based. So methamphetamine has recently seen in last 3-4 years lot of mushrooming of local units in Afghanistan which are manufacturing this drug, and the primary constituent of which is ephedra plant.
Mr. Dhaliwal, another aspect is the ingenuity. They use traditional trade routes, containers, try to hide the heroin in bituminous coal and also in talc, semi-processed talc. Now meth tabs coated with licorice and then being tried to smuggle in. Can you explain this entire nexus? Where does this originate? Who are the people who are linked? And how ports like Bandar Abbas, etc. are being used? Is there a Pakistan link to it too?
Yes, so the primarily, you know, till the time, I mean, our investigation up to date, I can only share what we can share in a public forum is that in this case, we have been working on a syndicate and a drug cartel which is like headed by a Afghan national named Ahmad Shah, who is apparently based in Pakistan. And in this case, also it's a classic case where the origin of the drug is from Afghanistan. The consigning company is based in Dubai. The shipping route is from another country to have a decoy. And the methamphetamine shipment, it comes to Chennai, and this shipment of licorice which is coated with heroin comes to JNPT, Mumbai. And both the consignments came last year. The methamphetamine shipment came earlier than that. It has been almost stored at Chennai port for close to 1 year before it was transported to a warehouse in Lucknow, and from there it was being transported to Delhi, and we caught it on Kalindi Kunj border area. This shipment of licorice which is coated by heroin, it had come to India on 21st June 2021. It had been lying there for 1 year and 3 months. Apparently, you know, other agencies also would have done some groundwork, but since, you know, there's a huge quantities on the ports and so many commodities comes in such bulk volumes. It's not always easy unless you have very precise information and very extensive groundwork. And that is where we think our teams of special cell did wonderful groundwork, and it's a record for any unit to have such huge seizures in a span of 2 weeks of two very different drugs, but both of such high volume and value.
But the quantities are also surprising. And was Delhi the hub? And who was receiving it here? Again, Afghan nationals, or are there Indians also involved? Because the amount of money is also huge.
See, we have arrested two Afghan nationals. One is Mustafa Stanikzai, the second is Rahimullah Rahimi. Both are Afghans and both have been living in India for many years, and both have had refugee status also. And we are already working on it further to see, whatever and wherever it reaches. The market for this drug, meth and heroin, is spread across different states of the country, and it has been, we have seen continuously that it has been a target of our hostile agencies and anti-state actors for India, who have been trying to peddle in drugs, not only from the perspective of economics, but also to addicting the entire generation of youngsters who could be very vulnerable to such influences. And it is estimated that if you consume, let's say, 2 kg of heroin over a period of time, it almost cost a young person his life. So if we see the potential of, not only in value terms, the potential of life saved, then also it is quite humongous.
Mundra Port, Nhava Sheva, Chennai, Kolkata. So they're using multiple ports as points of entry. But how are they able to create such legit fronts, or seemingly legit fronts, to bring in such huge consignments? That's one question. And how much of this money is actually being sent back, and how much of it is remains here for perhaps subversive activities, terror activities?
See, this is now ongoing investigation. We have had a previous instances where we have seen that money earned out of narco has been used for terror activities, and we had a case of we have been doing a lot of cases. We have had a terror financing case, and we have had some other cases where we have seen there is a fusion of these elements, and that is why we are always on the state of very heightened alert, and we try to do our best to keep Delhi safe.
You have also been, Mr. Dhaliwal, at the forefront of busting this entire gangster network nexus. Are they connected somewhere with this drug gang, and somewhere are they all linked with arms, with terror and drugs?
It's a lot of, there are no watertight compartments in world of crime. So at what point of time anybody who is just doing plain organized gangs or killings would do something anti-national, and somebody would do narco smuggling. It's very like very fluid. We have had so many of these drone seizures also, where we see the same drone which transports narcotics is also transporting weapons or IEDs. So they are all three different dimensions. Narco is essentially, narcotic smugglers, etc. IEDs is primarily, used by anti-national actors, and weapon supplies are sometimes also used by these organized gangs. So there is no watertight compartment. It's a very fluid and a very melting pot kind of a situation.